I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. I love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it, I just do it. Like Nike swoosh, none of that Reggie Bush cause I'm top shelf, I ain't got.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
All right, and we are back, y'all. We're going to give people a few minutes to go ahead and hop back in. While you're at it, make sure that you're commenting in the comment section. Let us know where you're from, and yeah, we're going to get to it. Ain't been too much since this is that dreaded purgatory season between when the season ends and the draft. But yeah, we got some things in store. But in the meantime, fellas, how's it going?
Yes, sir.
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. Yes.
Same here, man.
Hey, we're gonna get to everything. Ain't a whole lot, but I'm calling it now. It's just like there's been some absolute chicanery, for lack of a better word. No, get down. No.
It's been cool on my end. Just
Glad
been
to hear it.
enjoying the bipolar weather here in Louisiana.
Oh, it's bipolar here too. So
Yeah, here too.
yeah,
Raining, it's
62
cold,
one
it's
day.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's like that in Louisiana because you guys are warm generally like all year. So whenever it's cool
Right.
or you get like 2 inches of snow, do y'all panic like Georgia?
Not so much like Georgia, but yeah, they are some idiots here.
Gotcha. All right, so without further ado, then let's get started. So welcome back to the YDKJAC podcast, which some things are coming up, some things are changing. But in the meantime, like I said, you're back with us. You're back with good sir Josue, otherwise known as Josh Sr.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back.
We have with us Austin Cook.
What's up? Shout out to the Titans for releasing their whole squad.
Oh no! See, now that they got a new GM, this is all Rand Carthon, being a boss. Remember that.
That is not his name.
Rand, what is it?
I looked it up. His name is something like, it's a long name. Arthur
Yeah, so we'll just call him RC. RC. There you go. RC. Shout out to RC. And then on top of that, I'm gonna say, well, first off, it's Chris Jackson. You know me, whatever. But yeah, no, they've hyped up these things. And the one thing that I realized about Titans fans is they're the worst salesmen ever. Because the thing is, every move that they make is a fantastic move. They've made no bad moves, and they have no bad contracts on their roster right now. If you ask them, they're not rebuilding. They are just getting rid of some dead weight. They started out the day $29 million over the cap, and now they are they're 4.25 under the cap.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I believe our good yet struggling brothers are the Titans Coliseum podcast posted that next offseason, not this offseason, next offseason, they're projected to have $124 million in cap space. And to that I say, who cares? Because you literally have a whole entire year, which I think, honestly, if they're already talking about next offseason, I think they've already come to terms with the conclusion that they are probably not going to be going anywhere.
Oh, remember, they're supposed to be tanking for Caleb.
Oh, tanking for Caleb. Yeah, tanking for Caleb, because that makes a lot of sense. So, sure. Let's just go with that. But yeah, in the meantime, that's what we have thus far. So So yeah, good on them. I guess. But yeah, man. So we've had some things happening going on. Um, well, not too much, but it's like I said, it's just like starting with the Shane Steichen hire. Some new beginnings happening. We already know that we have a new regime, some old, some new. Like I said, I think they know that they're trying to retain Gus Bradley. However, one name that we've heard that this was a guy that we all liked. Bubba Ventrone may actually be out in Indy,
That's a
which
bummer.
honestly, it is a bummer because I mean he had our special teams unit just absolutely firing on all cylinders. Which like I said, I think everybody loved Bubba. He's a fantastic coordinator. He's very well respected. I mean, his mind, especially in the special teams game, has been fantastic. But like I said, you hate to see somebody like that go.
Yeah, he certainly helped Zaire Franklin get to where he at
Oh
now.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a huge deal because of the fact that like having guys like EJ Speed who don't necessarily get a whole lot of love, having them become a prominent name in the special teams game for getting turnovers on special teams, or being able to return punts and doing everything that they're doing, punts, kicks, doing all that stuff. I think that's something that's overlooked because it isn't the most dazzling. Like unless you score a touchdown on special teams, people aren't really even paying attention.
Yeah, that's true. I
But yeah,
mean, like you said, yeah. What were they rank?
who's you said what was who ranked?
The special team unit.
Um, and that furthers my point because I'm not sure what the special teams unit was ranked in terms of just like where they were like where they were in terms of I think scoring or turnovers.
Yeah, I look at that and bring it up for another
Yeah,
topic another day.
yeah. But I think that's something else that we'll be able to skim back over. But like I said, it's just like he's somebody that you want to keep around, but if for some reason he gets poached elsewhere, and not only that, but the thing is, I think the Browns were the team that they were talking about him going to, and we already know like the head coach of the Browns. I think he's kind of like on thin ice. So Bubba could be
Hmm.
the next one up if for some reason he does turn that unit around over there.
I was thinking the same thing. When it came out the other day, I was like, that's a bummer. I said, well, maybe there's an insight that we don't know. Like maybe I think me and Austin were talking about this. Well, maybe that's something that we don't know about.
It could be,
This
yeah.
was a
Hold on, once trying to pull it up. I don't even think they have stats for that. But
yeah,
Austin,
maybe yeah,
what
maybe
did you
that's something.
think? Because I think it's just like I think it's a tough loss.
Yeah, for sure.
he's
He's-
he's a he's a faux show.
you know what? You know what? What's the guy from wrestling? Austin reminds me of him. Is it Simmons?
Wait,
The
from
one,
wrestling? Oh,
yeah, they
wait.
walking. You be like, damn, it's on the. He said it the
Oh yeah,
whole
Ron
time.
Simmons. Ron Simmons.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I see it. As soon as you said, I was just like, it has to be Ron Simmons. We're gonna have to start calling Austin Farouk.
Well, but I know we don't take into account that Shane can build his own staff. In previous coaching, they didn't get with Frank, he didn't get to build his own staff, and when he did, by the time he did get to have a staff, he got turned. So there's a chance maybe for Shane to bring his own staff, maybe possibly whatever they got left in Philly.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think it was unfair. It was kind of like it was odd to ask Frank to to kind of deal with the staff that was already in place. Because I mean, when you're walking into that type of situation, you're not necessarily walking into it with, oh yeah, well I'll be able to pick my guys so I can make this team the way that I want to. Which I think is just like I think as a fan base we kind of get like cut him some slack with that. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it still had to come down to him just delivering and doing what he needed to do. So, I mean, it sucked, but at the same time, it's like you got to deal the hand you're dealt.
Yeah, I agree. You ever put a
Right?
stats up or?
Yeah, but you know what? Let's go ahead and let's get over to some ridiculousness. So a quarterback today said that he wanted $45 million a year. It's not Lamar Jackson. It's not Joe Burrow. It's not Derek Carr. No.
Or Justin Herbert.
Or Justin Herbert. It's Daniel Jones. Why?
Wow.
Austin, why Austin? Just let's start with Austin because Josh, Austin,
Yeah.
why? Why? Maybe you can give us some insight.
Yeah, because he is the next Tom Brady.
Oh man, we got a comedy show now.
I mean, he started it. You got to be a comedian to believe that with the body of work that Daniel Jones has, that he's going to get $45 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good season, but I don't think anybody should pay him that much.
Especially not that team.
No, absolutely not. I'm very much so on the side of what is he thinking? Because like you've had one good year, and that good year that you had was like a decent year for quarterbacks who are getting paid around that type of money. And for me, it doesn't make sense knowing that it's just like Daniel Jones played well in a system. He played well in a scheme that fit for him. This is also a guy who was coming off of not having, or basically just having a fifth year tender rejected. So basically, this was a proven year anyway. And I mean, yeah, they got to the playoffs, but I mean, it wasn't solely on him. Sure, they didn't have wide receiver help, but honestly, if you take Daniel Jones off that Giants team and you plug in just about every other quarterback that has any type of mobility, they probably have the same type of success, maybe even more.
Right.
So I don't see why he would think that, man, I should get paid. I should get paid $1 million less than Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson has had much more success than he has. I don't get it. What about you, Josh? Does his agent really believe this, or is he just saying, you know what, let's just see what we can get?
You know, I feel like what he's doing is, since the team did decline his fifth year option, and he did play well in a perfect deal, he feel like he holds all the cards.
Yep.
He's trying to put the ball back in the Giants' court to make a deal happen in a situation where both him and his running back is up for a deal. So making it hard for the team to retain both under a deal. Now they have to either sign him to that mega deal, and franchise tag what's the guy named Barkley. Saquon
Barkley, yeah. And
so it makes it difficult for them.
This year too.
All this okay. I thought it was like 14 million for running back.
Yeah, well, I think it might be a little bit less than that because I know for quarterbacks it's significantly less. Because for quarterbacks now, I believe the quarterback franchise tag number this year is like 32 million.
And so he don't want that. Yeah, he wants more than that. It had an offer set. I forgot the numbers, but he kind of offered it with saying that he wants. I thought I saw 50 million, but he'd be a dumbass. Then 45 million, I'm like, okay, well, this is 5 million less than what the first one which was 50. He's gonna find himself without a job, if he don't take, even the tag at 32.
Yeah.
But there's always a team that would do that. There's always a team that'll make that dumb decision and that one of them could be in Nashville.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're freeing up that space for something.
And by the
Yeah.
way, the running back franchise tag is $10 million.
Oh yeah. So okay. Wow.
Yeah, significantly less.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's 10 now. So they probably could do that. They could sign Jones and then tag Barkley, but I wouldn't want, if I was Barkley, I wouldn't do that since he's been hurt the past 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I wouldn't want to do that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Well,
6 years with a contract.
and not just that, but the thing is, it's just like you proved this year, you can absolutely go and have or play a whole entire year. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything, especially with this system, because if you look at what Saquon had to do with Joe Judge the last few years and then see what he was able to do with Davil was able to utilize him in a way that wasn't being utilized under, Joe Judge those last few years. So, I mean, you see now that Saquon can absolutely be the top 3 pick that he was drafted to be. So now it's just like, yes, you can absolutely pay him. Like you could absolutely
Yeah.
pay him because you're going to get a good return on investment if for some reason he continues to deliver. Daniel Jones, I don't even think he's worth $32 million. I
I
think
mean, at that
this.
rate, that's the annual type. I know like we said in the chat, that's 30 million or 40 million is the going rate. I mean, but not for him. But he should just settle for the 32 and
Yeah,
at least 32 a year and go about his business, unless he end
for
up
real.
with the Ravens or end up with maybe I would say Steelers where they got that guy. Tennessee, the Niners, Tampa Bay. Those are the list of teams. The
Chicago.
Saints, Chicago. They don't want to go if they don't want to deal with Justin Fields. So yeah, he has some suitors. And Chicago got the most money.
Yeah, Chicago's going into this one with like 120 to 140 million in cap space. So I mean, they
Right,
could literally snatch up. They could probably snatch up all of free agency and still have money left.
right.
In
They can they can they
Jacksonville.
can do it. They can
Exactly.
do they can do a Chris Ballard and just sign everybody.
Well, they won't be signing depth guys, that's for sure. They'll be signing guys who are actually going to play from day one.
Right.
But enough of that. Daniel Jones, good luck with that one, but yeah, probably not going to happen. But so then on to Indy. So Shane Steichen, we already know he was hired. Now he's rounding out his coordinators. So we know that the first one, with the name that just strikes fear in the hearts of men, Jim Bob Cooter. Jim
I'm just
Bob
gonna say
Cooter.
JC. JC, that's what I'm calling him.
JBC. That's what we'll just call him JBC because Jim
I
Bob
call him
Cooter.
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
That's fine.
That
That's
makes it
fine
that
too.
makes it sound even worse. That makes it sound awful. Like if we're being completely honest. But
it's
no,
a it's
so
a it's a Jim Irsay move.
it yeah, it really is. I mean, it it is what it is. So but like I said, but Jim Bob Cooter is just like he comes with experience. He's gonna be our guy. I think as far as a little bit of background, because Austin, you were talking about it earlier. I think Josh and Austin, you both were talking about it. Just some of his history as far as just like working in offenses and everything.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of the people that interviewed for the head coaching job for us talked about bringing him in for the offensive coordinator job. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he coached Peyton his last year before he leaving for Denver. Last year he actually
Okay.
played.
That he actually played. Yep. That he wasn't being carried by the defense. Gotcha.
Well, last year in Indy he actually played because 2011 he didn't.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He was supposed to be, but that was a rough year. But we got our guy, and then we lost our guy. But you know
Yeah.
what? We're not going to go into that. We're not going to go into that. But all right, and then we got DeAndre Smith as a running backs coach.
Hmm. That's a good pickup.
And he was a hire that came from
The Giants.
Yeah, I think it was the Giants.
Yeah, came from the Giants for the same position. And so with him, him coaching Saquon Barkley, and then now coaching JT. Uh, you back? You back now? Okay. Let's see. For him coming from the Giants, I'm not gonna say it's a major big move, but for him, leaving there, coaching the guy that was a candidate. Did he win the? No, he didn't win. It was a candidate to win the comeback player of the year, and then now going to the guy that led the league in rushing a year ago, 2 years ago. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know much about his past coaching experiences, but him working with Saquon itself is a positive. So yeah, I'm excited for what he can do. We had a good running backs coach, and I'm glad he got a promotion wherever he went. I don't remember where he went, but it's good for him.
I don't know if we went either. I forgot where we went. But we had some pretty good ones over the years. We had, like I said, the last one, another one that came from the Niners that came in. It's like he ended up coaching Frank Gore and Marlon Mack before leaving. So, Montgomery, I think, went to Scotty Montgomery went. I know he didn't go to the Panthers. I gotta look. Did he go to? He might. I hope he didn't go to the Panthers. Take a look.
Frank's taken all our staff.
listen
He been
at
in.
this point.
Uh,
I believe that Frank is trying to get Shane Steichen too on his staff.
right.
Like he is literally just gunning for everybody. Like if you wore blue last season, he wants you.
He's gonna get Shane as the co-head coach.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first time that we've had Siamese head coaches. Like, what are we doing here?
So yeah, Scotty went to the Lions as a assistant head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
which is a great move, honestly, because he was somebody who was like definitely doing what needed to be done. We also got Tom Manning as a tight ends coach.
Hmm.
Like I said, very very well known for just a lot of what he was able to do in terms of development. Like I said, he was with the Colts previously, and then went to college, and then he's coming back from college. So that's going to be like another big signing. So there's a lot of great things happening. I think they're still going to have the conversation with Gus Bradley about retaining him, possibly keeping Bubba on. But like I said, we will see how things shape up over the next few days.
Yes, that's we got fingers crossed for Roy.
Yes, for Roy Isvan, for our O line coach, since Chris Strasser went to the Texans, since the AFC South is the most cannibalistic division in all of the NFL. Like if
Yeah,
if
everybody.
you if you've coached for an AFC South team, if you've coached or played for an AFC South team, then another AFC South team is guaranteed to pick you up if for some reason you're ever released, cut, or is go to free agency. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah, mind you, Dante Moncrief played for all the teams almost. Philip
Yeah,
Dorsett, with the Chester Rogers. I
yeah,
mean, just it just
yeah.
it just goes to the next team.
Like
It's
I said,
crazy.
cannibalistic. That's what it is. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. But hey, listen, that's all we have in terms of the update. However, big news, big news. So as you know, we said things are changing over. You see on the bottom here the ticker where you see the name scrolling. The You Don't Know Jack podcast is officially changing over to Horseshoe Mob. Horseshoe Mob. is going to be
Yes.
the name, is going to be the brand, is going to be how you refer to this. Is how you're going to be referred to, because you're going to be part of the mob too. If you like the Colts, make sure that you're following. Below, it's at horseshoe_mob. Make sure that you go to the Horseshoe Mob page on Facebook and you go ahead and join up there. Like I said, lots of great people, lots of everything that you need Colts related. Like I said, it's still going to be the same guys, still going to be here. It's going to look a little bit different. But hey, listen, make sure that you're looking out for Horseshoe Mob. And then also, next week, we have the NFL Combine, or next weekend from March 2nd to March 5th. And I will be there. I'm going to see if I can maybe live stream some things, see if we can have something set up. But yeah, so I'm going to be able to see if I can, sway a couple of the QBs to go ahead and talk in their agent's ear. Just be like, I don't know, man. Indy looks really nice. Like, you know what I mean? Just go ahead. I'm gonna slip him a $5 bill. Just be like, hey, you should play in Indy. Go ahead, let your agent know. I'm gonna make sure it's a crisp 5-2. Just be like, boom, holla. Hand it off the way grandmothers do when they try to give you money. Just go ahead and take by the hands. Just be like, yep, you take that with your player. Indy's waiting for you.
Yeah, that's major, man. It's major, man. Congrats on you heading to combine and had some inside track on what's to come in a couple months.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Like I said, I think going out there is probably gonna be just a lot more telling, because we'll be able to see exactly what's going on, and it's gonna have things making a lot more sense. So I mean, I'm excited. But in the meantime, people, make sure that you're following at Horseshoe Bob for all the updates. Like I said, we're gonna do like we did last year. We're gonna do our second annual draft party where we will be live streaming the draft. And guess what? We have a first round pick this year. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you. That's Carson.
and the one that's not going to take long because we're at the top 5.
Exactly. But we may still hang around if people are just, if people are just hanging out, just chilling. I don't know if I can drink on there, but you know what? I'm gonna have me a Mountain Dew. Okay, have me a Mountain Dew
Hey,
hot.
and if they tune in long enough, it might be a giveaway. It might,
It could be. I mean, I am going to be going out to Indy, so you never know. So we'll see what
somebody
happens.
tune in.
But in the meantime, people, make sure that we are following at Horseshoe_mob. And yeah, other than that, then we will see you next week. And yeah, so other than that, please, stay warm, stay cool if you're in hot weather. If the weather is absolutely insane like it is for all three of us, then I don't know, man. Just be safe, I guess. So we'll see. But all right, people, listen, you have a great night, and we will see you next week. And remember, as always, Sam loves Jalen Ramsey.